The name Albert Einstein has become synonymous in the modern day with that of a person having the mental faculties capable of being deemed a true genius. It is not without merit, however, that Albert Einstein has earned such a reverence in both the academic community and mainstream popularity in the modern day. Not only did he make pivotal discoveries during the scientific golden age of Enlightenment, he also held a number of strange patents and weird quirks that made him stand out from all the rest. So today, here at Unexplained Mysteries, we will be going over 5 hidden things about Albert Einstein to blow your mind. Albert Einstein and the Golden Age of Enlightenment. Few times in history have humans faced a golden age of enlightenment that has propelled human civilization into a new age of understanding. It is no small feat then to note that Albert Einstein was one of the lead researchers that helped to propel humanity into a new age of scientific enlightenment with his findings into the nature of gravity and subsequently the universe. Previous to his findings, it was believed that classical physics were the only forms of physics that existed and that these rules helped to explain most phenomena across the universe. It was not until Einstein applied fourth-dimensional mathematics to our universe, finding that the nature of time itself can be defined via fourth-dimensional understanding, that his theories of relativity would gain traction and help to further explain findings in science at the quantum level that had previously been observed but unexplained. These findings would propel human understanding of the nature of our universe and develop a new form of physics known as quantum and theoretical physics, of which would help to explain a wide number of scientific questions previously believed to have been impossible to answer. Additionally, these would lead to incredible technological developments within the worlds of electromagnetism, behavior of molecules, and the use of atomic energy via nuclear energies and technologies that would allow the better understanding of quantum physics as a whole. It was through these mathematical findings that the nature of the universe opened up to humanity and phenomena not yet discovered could be predicted, such as the existence of time dilation, the formation of singularities, the effects of gravity, and the understanding of all matter being made up of energy. Albert Einstein's brain was stolen. Back on the 18th of April in 1955, shortly after Einstein's passing, a strange event took place when the body of the renowned scientist was moved to the Princeton Medical Center where a press conference was being held and his body was awaiting transportation to a crematorium as per Albert Einstein's request. It was during this press conference that 2 individuals, Dr. Thomas Harvey and Einstein's ophthalmologist, removed the brain and eyes from the deceased body of Albert Einstein for personal research. At first, Einstein's family was enraged by the actions taken by Dr. Thomas Harvey, but later consented to the doctor's research under the grounds that the study was not sensationalized and that the brain was handled with both respect and care. With the approval from the family, Thomas Harvey began his work trying to understand the special differences between Einstein's brain and the brain of the average person to help find a neurological reason for his increased intelligence. This would lead to decades of research in which Thomas Harvey would cut up Einstein's brain into 240 small pieces to be sent to the University of Pennsylvania and studied via microscopic slides. Over the years, it would be discovered that Einstein's brain was indeed significantly different compared to the average brain. His prefrontal cortex was highly developed, which most likely was the cause of increased cognitive abilities. The primary somatosensory and motor cortices were much larger in the left hemisphere, and his parietal lobes were considered to be unusual in their formation. The most interesting discovery, however, was that Einstein's brain had exceptionally more glial cells compared to neurons. Glial cells are known to provide support and insulation for neurons, as they do not conduct electrical impulses, and the increase of such glial cells caused researchers to believe that perhaps his neural pathways were far stronger compared to the average populace, being one of the main causes for his increased intelligence. Albert Einstein refrigeration patent. As well as working in theoretical physics, Albert Einstein was also a genius when working with technical devices and designing patents for home appliances. In fact, during the year 1924, Einstein began a collaborative project with one of his students by the name of Leo Szilard to design a refrigeration device that would use no moving parts whatsoever to prevent failures of seals within refrigeration units that had caused a number of deaths during his time, as the failure of seals within refrigerators would cause the dangerous release of gases. Spending roughly 8 years on their design, Albert Einstein and Leo Szilard would eventually develop the Einstein refrigerator, receiving roughly 45 patents for 3 different models, which worked as an absorption refrigerator and operated at constant pressures while only requiring a heat source to operate. Unfortunately, the refrigerator was never put into commercial production, as by the time the refrigerator design was finished and applicable, better variations of refrigeration were made available by companies working in the field. In 2008, students from the University of Oxford began working on a variation of the Einstein refrigerator in an attempt to make it far more efficient as a form of alternative refrigeration for rural housing without access to electricity. The statement from the Oxford Department of Engineering Science, however, claims that the design in its current iteration is far from being commercialized. Albert Einstein was often forgetful. Although Albert Einstein is well known for his increased intelligence, this trait did not help him when it came to short-term memory, as he was often cited as being quite forgetful throughout his life. The forgetfulness could have been a product of his tendency to overthink or to zone out while in deep contemplation of his work. One of the best anecdotes of Einstein's forgetfulness that he would tell himself concerned a story in which he had been taking a train ride from Princeton. According to Einstein, as he was sitting on the train contemplating his work, the conductor came down the aisle asking to see everyone's ticket to mark it off with a punch. By the time the conductor reached Einstein, he was greatly concerned as he claimed that he could not find his ticket. The conductor instantly recognized Einstein and told him not to worry about it, since he was sure that Einstein had definitely bought a ticket given his reputation. As the conductor finished punching all the other passengers' tickets and was ready to move on to the next car, he noticed that Einstein was down on his knees looking around for his ticket underneath his seat. The conductor then called back to him, "Dr. Einstein, don't worry, I know who you are. You don't need a ticket. I'm sure you bought one." To which Einstein then replied, "Young man, I too know who I am. What I don't know is where I'm going." Although the story is a fun anecdote, researchers have looked into the connection between intelligence and forgetfulness and found that forgetting plays a huge part in learning important information, as the brain makes active decisions to remove unnecessary information to focus on building neural pathways relative to bigger picture items. In fact, a study published in the journal Neuron surrounding the persistence and transience of memory helped to assert this theory that transience enhances flexibility by reducing the influence of outdated information on memory-guided decision-making. Albert Einstein helped end World War II. As was previously mentioned, it was the work of Albert Einstein surrounding his energy-mass equations that helped to develop the practical applications of nuclear energies. It was this work that launched the United States Manhattan Project, of which focused on developing nuclear weapons before the German government could finalize their findings in the field that would later be used to end the Second World War altogether. This was caused when Einstein and Leo Szilard wrote a letter together known as the Einstein-Szilard letter, in which they detailed information and urged the United States government to begin work on constructing nuclear weapons before Germany could construct their own to be used in war. There has often been speculation on whether or not Einstein himself helped to work on the Manhattan Project. Declassified documents surrounding the secret project mentioned that Einstein had offered his help, but that given his celebrity status and his pacifist philosophies, he was deemed as a security risk and so was never provided with the proper military clearance to have worked on the project. Despite that finding, however, it is now known that Einstein had provided the work for several equations used in the creation of nuclear weapons and had most likely provided the information via the use of written letters mailed to important figures working on the project itself. Although Germany would surrender before the use of the nuclear weapon would be applicable, the development of the nuclear arsenal would go on to save far more lives after being used to force the Japanese surrender, of whom were believed to never surrender in battle given their militaristic past and imperial beliefs. It was through the development of the nuclear weapons and the formation of the Mutually Assured Destruction Program, later referred to as the MAD program, that a lasting peace would be established as nuclear weapons prevented any full-scale wars and attacks against any other country. But what do you all think of these strange and mind-blowing facts about Albert Einstein that many have never heard of before? Be sure to leave your questions and answers in the comment section below and help us to grow this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.